busy day today. I'll be packing up to set up at the Bear Steps Gallery in Shrewsbury um, later on this afternoon. So there's my exhibition called Stranger Things, and there's a number of different artists that will be in this exhibition. And I think I'm the last one to actually go and hang there. So hopefully I've got plenty of space. I think it's going to be really good. It's going to look good. So I'm just grabbing an hour or so um, to finish the shark oracle card. So the idea of this painting is that it will become an oracle card that I'm working on with a lady called Rika Moonsong, and it's a collaboration where Rika produces the words and the spell and the intention to go with the card because she's a published author and trained Wiccan priestess, and I'll be producing the artwork. So I'm looking at my composition at the minute, and what I need to do today is add in some more wave detail for the sea. I might put some more subtle highlights on where the waves are reflecting down onto the sea floor, and then I want to capture the flow of light coming through and across the shark. I'm quite happy with it the way that it is, but it just needs a little bit more detail, a bit more blending. So the brushes that I'm going to use, probably this one. And where's my Old Faithful? My little thin brush. It's hiding. It's called a rigger brush or a script brush, and it produces very fine detailed lines, which is really good for sort of working on this sort of the patterns of the sea, the patterns of the foam. There it is. It's that one. So it's very tiny. The bristles are really long and thin. And I think that's probably it. Maybe, where's my other favourite? Possibly that one. Got another one of a similar shape. Because I know the marks that they make, you see. I know the brushes so well now that I know how they perform for me and what they do when I mix them with oils and when I lay down the oils on the paper. That's the one, definitely. Right, so we'll start with the ocean side at the minute. So I'm going to mix up some linseed oil, just top that one up a bit. This is what I use, linseed oil, and it's like a diluter for your oil paints, so it helps them to flow more freely. And then I also use just a little bit of white spirit just to make the medium flow more. So I'm going to mix up a turquoisey colour, and I'm mixing that up using blue, cerulean blue hue, and Winsor yellow. So the colour I've made at the minute, that's too green. That's probably about right. So once I've got my colour mix, I just go onto the canvas and just test a small area to check that I'm happy with the colour. That's not blue enough. Needs to be much more turquoisey. Let's go in again. Still not right. I think I need a different colour. I'm going to use some of this green here. So this is Viridian Hue, and it's the most gorgeous green. In fact, these are the colours that I use to paint my auroras with. So it's not a surprise that that colour should work really well for the light coming through the ocean as well. So let's just go back in again. Perfect. That's exactly the colour. Yeah, that's lovely, that is. So I'm just going to get some white spirit now as well. Just dab a bit on the brush. And that just makes it flow really nicely. So I'm really looking forward to working on all of these cards. But I'd like your opinion. So I don't know if you use oracle cards or tarot cards at all. Um, do you like the cards to have lots of details and lots of different things on them? Or do you find it better to have just the one, just the one element on there? So here we're talking about the shark and shark energy. And it's whether you want like lots of other details, flourishes and symbols and other embellishments to the painting, or not. So drop any comments, please do comment. I can't promise I can read anything whilst I'm painting, but I will read all of the comments and get back to you if there's something particular that you think I should include. It starts to bring the sea to life now, you see. You see? Really brings it forwards. I'm going to change my brush here and I'm going to go to my Old Faithful rigger brush. It gives me a finer point and quite a good bit more control. Needs a bit more green. So all of the paintings that I'm working on, from sort of now onwards, really, every single one is going to be an oracle card. And hopefully that there'll be the oracle cards that I make with Riker. But I'm also interested to make my own deck as well. So these will definitely become oracle cards. That's my ambition. If anyone's got any experience of publishing such things, I'd love to hear from you. I've never done it before, so I have no idea what I'm doing at all. Not a Scooby-Doo. But as with all things, when you're growing your little art business. You decide what you want, where you want to be, and then you just find a way to get there. Sometimes the path just opens up before you. And I like to think that that's if you're truly aligned with your sole purpose of what you really want to get from your life, really. Um, that's when everything sort of starts to come together in a beautiful and sort of synchronicity kind of way. See where I've already got the white there, and I'm now going over the top with this lovely turquoisey colour. It really makes the colours come out, it really sort of highlights them beautifully. Sorry if there's a bit of background noise. My studio is upstairs, and there's a few things going on around the house today. Normally, it's quite quiet up here. Occasionally, I'll get some farm vehicles going past the house, because they're going up the lane towards the farm. And my studio faces the front. It faces the road in front of the house. My dream is to have a studio that is um, looks out onto trees and fields, and is generally very quiet and tucked away in nature, because that's where I'm happiest, really. Obviously, being in my studio, very happy in here too. But all of my work it's a celebration of nature's magic. Um, and so each piece has a little story behind it, whether it be the shark energy in an oracle card, or whether it be a sculpture made from recycled, reclaimed, found materials that I find when I do my walks and runs in nature. This is looking a lot more alive now in terms of its oceaniness. And with the same colour, I'm going to come down the front of the shark and just start to work a little bit on this light. So the light's coming through, you can see the light beam here, the light is coming through here. So this part needs to be quite whiter than the rest of it. It's actually quite hard to paint and talk at the same time sometimes, because Painting requires concentration. My work is very detailed, really, and I'm not one of those big flamboyant Bob Ross style painters that get a load of paint on a massive palette and just go, yeah, slap, 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 and it all comes together looking great at the end. Well, possibly depends what art you like, but I can't really. My work is it's very spiritual. It has a deep meaning. It's not just a visual thing. Even more, more of sort of visceral, really. So I'll go around the outside of this bit and blend it in a bit more. I want to put some whites highlights there too, and just blend that in. So I need a bit of grey either side, and then I can blend that area in. I'll add the eye of the shark. I'll add that in right at the very end. Once I'm happy with the overall composition. So a shark is a fish, a cartilaginous fish, and the actual design, if that's the right word, of the shark hasn't changed for, I think, thousands of years. So in terms of evolution, I think it's probably one of the least changed species, animal, which is quite a thing, really. And I think that's going to come out in the oracle card, the energy within the oracle card. I've painted this pectoral fin. I've painted this about 3 times. Um, I've gone over it a few times because I've not been happy with the shape. So I'm like really, really cautiously painting it in a bit darker because I don't want to make another mistake. Right, I think we can do a bit of blending now. So I have a brush that I use, and it's this one, and it's got quite a flat end, and it makes a sort of a good stabbing kind of bristle brush. And it's very good for blending. You see now, you can see the light coming through. And what this does is it removes the brush strokes. There we go. So this is I'll just rotate the screen around a bit. You can see the painting a bit better. So this is very much um, almost the final layer. I'm now going to work a bit more on the sea, but to do that, I need to switch off and concentrate so I can really focus on the whole composition being pulled together now. So if you are interested in seeing the finished piece, subscribe, and you can follow me anywhere. I'm on all the social channels, Claire Valentine Art. Just pop it into Google and everything comes up as the magical thing that it does. And you'll be able to see when this painting is finished, and they all will be for sale. And anyone that's interested, just get in touch with me and I'll send you all the details. So I'm going to log off now and enjoy your Sunday. And I'll see you soon with the next painting that I'm working on, which will probably